Welcome to our Cyclamen breeding program here in Israel. It is now about 10 o'clock in the morning and already temperature is more than 30 Celsius degree. It is about to be very hot today, maybe 36, 37, we don't know yet. The goal of our program is creating new Cyclamen varieties which will have flowering pot plant, winter quality in summer, which means that we must have genetic material that will allow us to have full bloom, full flowering pot plants in hot climate.
We're standing here in the facilities at Varieties in Israel, and a live performance of our Cella Cyclamen varieties. We go back 12 years ago when the idea to create heat-tolerant Cyclamens was born, in a discussion between Amir and myself. Over the years, breeders have been using material from all over the world, probably some of which contain good genes for heat tolerance, but since the selection and the growing conditions were not such that they could isolate varieties of that kind, then for many years we saw no varieties with good heat tolerance. So we started to work on that basis, and we proceeded to stabilize our breeding lines and to select for heat tolerance. It took many generations, but we finally started to see progress, and we had a very large, hundreds of varieties of breeding lines that were very good in the summertime. And then the next phase was finding the right combinations of F1 to get the stability and quality together with the heat tolerance that we need in order to go to the market. Now if we go fast forward 12 years of work, you see here today, this morning, really a live performance of F1 varieties, some of which are completely ready to go to the market. And we actually are seeing the accomplishment of our goals for the first time in a large assortment of varieties: small flower, medium flower, large flower. Our next phase of selection, which we've already begun, is the gardening sector. We believe that if we have good heat-tolerant Cyclamens and early varieties, early flowering, that we can also move those varieties to the gardening sector and begin trialing varieties outdoors. We've done some very preliminary trials, which have worked very well. So our next target, the gardening industry, which is probably a sector that has been completely neglected by the industry. Of course, when we talk about pot Cyclamens and garden Cyclamens, we will do it across the board as far as the assortment of colors. And of course, we'll have also minis, middies, and large flower varieties to offer. We've arrived at a good place where we have many varieties, candidate varieties with good heat tolerance, and we're trialing them now, and we have seed to offer in 2019, 2020. Anyone interested in having trial seed can go to our website at Décor Breeding. Progress this year is really at a peak. We really reached our goals. Our breeding project is fully matured, and we're starting now experimental trials. And yeah, so we have all these special lines, heat tolerant, early, and uniform F1 varieties. And we really, as we discussed before, we really are confident that if we take this product now as is to someone who could upscale the marketing and do it in a quick fashion, a professional way, then it would be very interesting for us. And we have very interesting genetics to offer. So now is the time. What do you think, Amir?
I think that we can make a breakthrough to the unexplored market of Cyclamen the more Mediterranean climate,
Yeah.
more hot climate, outdoor market,
Many-
gardening market.
Many new options. Yeah?
Yes, and a new era for Cyclamen.
Yes, I believe so. A revival of the Cyclamen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I believe-
Cyclamen baked to kingdom.
Right. Right.